So hi, on the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
Happy Monday, bro.
It is, actually. I'll give you that. I'm tired as hell, but I have nothing to complain about today.
Nah, you're seeing Childish Gambino.
I'm seeing fucking Willow, Childish Gambino. I saw fucking Alpha Wolf last week. I'm riding on a high right now, man. I'm happy as
Dude,
hell.
hell yeah,
Mm.
hell yeah. I'm feeling the Monday vibes.
Oh,
I meant to
yeah.
grab mailers on my way out of work, and I totally forgot them. So that's my Monday vibes today.
Damn.
So, but you and I don't even know
So
how to
fucking
transition from
depressing.
that. I
Holy
don't even know
shit.
how to transition from that. And I'm the one that said it.
It's
But it's
okay,
okay.
man.
It's all right. I'm
It's
going to
okay.
ship the shirts anyway. I came home.
Yeah.
I somehow have enough mailers. I didn't think I did. So that's the Tuesday vibes. I have enough mailers and I'm going to be able to ship the shit I got to
Damn
ship.
right. See, it all works out.
There you
Happy
go.
Monday. Happy
Happy
Monday.
fucking Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you and I had one of those weeks last week. We were at a lot of fucking shows. Holy guacamole.
We actually have I have something to say this time. Well, I did last week as well, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
We'll let you kick it off because you went first. You
I
went to the
did go
first
first.
show of
Hell
last week.
yeah. Okay, so I went to Alpha Wolf's headliner, Half Living Things tour. I'm trying. I am so unprepared. I'm trying to pull up this fucking list. I'm pretty sure the openers were Emery, Unity TX,
It was a
and
mirror.
Chamber.
A mirror.
Amur?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That's really bad. Unity TX was second, so I'll just start from fucking bottom to top. Chamber was good. For whatever reason, 30 seconds in the first song, a fucking pit opened up, and it wasn't like a fun little mosh pit. It's like people were fucking swinging on each other. Um, that wasn't fun. I texted Shane as soon as it happened, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Like
Because this
she's
is my
having a
first.
great time.
I was having an awful experience. But it was fine. I was just like, stay the fuck away from me, because if you swing on me, I'm gonna swing on you, because it's not my scene. Um, they were fine. I'd be okay with seeing them again, but I was there for Unity TX and Alpha Wolf. Unity TX fucking crushed it. Incredible live band. So much energy. It was just awesome. I fucking love Jay's stage presence. It's just so fucking fun and strong. Um, Amur was not my favorite. Um, Again, it's not a headliner, so it was kind of like I wasn't able to get into them, I guess. It's also they make that type of music where it's like there aren't any breaks or any interludes or any kind of here's just the instrumental so you can kind of break up songs. It was like song after song after song after song, and it's all harsh vocals screaming. So it's like I couldn't tell when one song ended and another one began. But it's like people were fucking loving them. So it was just a me thing. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, and I don't know what song we're on. I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Sounds like my kind of band.
Dude, probably. uh Alpha Wolf was incredible. Setlist was amazing. I'm now an Alpha Wolf full fan. I've been listening to them nonstop since the show and also before the show. Um Fucking Sucks to Suck live changed my brain chemistry. Bring Back the Noise live, which was the first song, changed my brain chemistry. I got a shirt from them and it has my favorite line on it where it's like uh thin the herd, trim the fat. Um it's the big bad where my dog's at, and then he fucking barks. And it goes so fucking hard live. Holy shit, I love Alpha Wolf. Other than that, show was great. Got to hang out with Jay, got to talk to Lockie. Minor flex. He said that our interview with him was his favorite interview that he did the entire press run. Not to brag, but we kind of won. I don't know. So yeah, he said hi. By the way, I told you that, but I'm saying it on here as well. He said hi to
Hi,
you.
Lockie. Sorry I didn't get to go on Saturday to Philly. I saw our friends in Cheam instead.
Team. which now you could talk about your shows.
Yes.
That was my experience.
All right. On Thursday, I saw Architects of Mice and Men and While She Sleeps. Fuck you, Glory.
It should have been me. I don't know. It should have been me. Okay.
While She Sleeps put on a good show.
So eepy.
This lineup was, Architects, which is a band I found in the pandemic, and just haven't gotten a chance to see the last time they were coming to the US. It got canceled for visa reasons.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so it's finally it's been long overdue. Of Mice and Men and While She Sleeps are two bands that I found a little bit more recent. Of Mice and Men was more so like in the thick of the pandemic with the record that they put out as singles and EPs, and then the full thing came out at the end of 2020, and then they put out their most recent record. And I've been into those, but While She Sleeps is the newest of those findings, top of this year with their new record. So it was kind of like a lineup made for me because I like all those bands and I haven't seen any of them yet, which was very cool. While She Sleeps, great show. Laz is a fantastic frontman. Like,
I haven't seen him, but I'm sure he fucking is.
I watched Bro run across the stage to side stage and then sprint at the drum set, jump on the kick drum, and then like hang in midair for a second, like with the typical rock star like split leg, one leg out, one leg behind. But he actually did it, and it was fucking sick.
It was fucking sick as fuck.
Like, you see old rockers do it on big ass stages, and you're like, who gives a shit? But I saw it happen in person. It was fucking awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, it's different in person.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. They put on a great show. Hoping they come back soon to headline. And To the Flowers sounded great. I got your video.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I was just about to ask. It sounded like just as good in person.
Yeah.
To the flower. Oh my god. Thank you.
Yeah. Of Mice and Men also put on a great show. They played a lot of older stuff, not a lot off of the last two records. They opened up the show. The first two songs, one was off of the 2020 record and the other song was off of last year's record, and then the rest was older stuff. So it was a lot of studying before the exam, because I've really only listened to those two records. I obviously know the big songs from the herd of the older music and knew those songs when they came on, but they played a couple of songs where I had to study beforehand. I was listening hardcore to make sure that I knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put on a good show. I don't know if it was my earplugs, because sometimes the eargasm earplugs get a little wonky or whatever.
Need to get me some
yeah, or their sound was just off, but something was a little off, like sonically, and I couldn't tell if it was my earplugs or not, because sometimes those earplugs make me just want to go deaf, because they just get wonky.
Fucking take them out. Yeah.
They hurt sometimes. They make fucking whistling noises. Sometimes the sounds off because there's like it like goes through a filter. And I'm just, so I don't know. I'm not gonna necessarily say it was them, because sometimes those earplugs be giving me problems. But great show nonetheless. And then Architects came out. Was most excited to see them, although I love everybody on the bill. Huge Architects fan. They played a lot of their newer stuff, and played a couple of songs off of Holy Hell, and then like one song off of some way older stuff, which was good for me because I like their newer stuff. I don't mind the older stuff, but I've been jamming the new shit. They played the two new singles, which was awesome. And then all the hits, man. They sounded so good. I was so stoked to finally see them. Well worth the wait. Well worth the Philly trip to the venue I don't like going to. So
where's Architects from?
UK.
Really? They're British?
Yes.
Didn't even realize that. Did they talk on stage? Were they like fucking British?
They're not like super British.
That's so weird. Because I've never heard them talk. I've only heard them sing and like play their little instruments.
Yeah.
So I never would have placed them as British. But I mean, visa issues. So I was like, yeah, maybe like Canadian. I don't know. I was like, I don't fucking know what. Really British.
Yes.
That's like the last option. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a sick night. Hell yeah. And then Saturday I went to Salty's. I went to Salty's in Lake Como, New Jersey, basically Belmar, to see Cheem. There were other bands on the bill, Insignificant Other and Jer, but I only caught Cheem because I really didn't want to be out too late on Saturday night. So
was Cheem first on the bill?
Cheem was second. There was a local, I believe it was Bad Blooms that played first, but it turns out that Alex from America Part 2 was working at Salty's that night, so I talked to him for most of their set.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, hey, Alex, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Yeah, so he was cutting lemons and limes, and we were just BSing. So I didn't get to catch their set, but I made sure to catch Cheem because that's obviously who I was there for. They put on a really good show. Way underrated. They should be fucking. They should be playing fucking stadiums, man. I don't know. They put on a hell of a show. It was worth the wait to see them too. We've been following them since 2020, and it just so happened that finally they were coming through, and it worked for my schedule. So I was glad to be there. Got to see Abby, their wonderful, amazing manager and photographer, and I also got to say hi to a few of the band members. So that was cool. It was a good time, and then I pieced the hell out. I heard that Insiggy and Jer put on good performances because Jill from Pollyanna went to Philly the next night. And I was talking to her today, and I was like, why didn't you come to Jersey? And she stayed for the whole show in Philly and told me I missed out. I've never seen Jer, but I saw Insignificant Other open for Prince Daddy and the Hyena. So. But Cheem was good. Go Cheem. Yes. And
did they play the Brain?
No, they didn't. I was so disappointed because I could have swore I heard them checking the sample, and I'm like, now you're just fucking with me. They did it
just to fucking lead you on.
Now
they
you're
did that
fucking
shit on
with me.
Purpose. Are you kidding me?
But it was good nonetheless. Good. They had a little tiny stage, so they rocked that fucking stage, bouncing around and shit.
Hell yeah.
And then last night I saw Avatar, Oxymorons, and Conquer Divide. And Avatar blew right past that 11 o'clock curfew. Show did not end until 11:30. God, was I tired.
Oh my God, 11:30?
Yeah.
Dude, Alpha Wolf had it wrapped up by 10:20, bro.
Dude,
I was like,
I've been fucking spoiled. Like, Architects ended like basically on the dot of 11. I honestly didn't really look at the time, but I was home because I brought my sack of nuts so I wouldn't stop for Burger King on the way home, and I was home by 12:15. So that means I was at the absolute latest out of there by 11. I mean, Cheem, I left the fucking venue at like 9 o'clock at night. Every other show I've been to recently has ended at 11 or even earlier. I've been spoiled with all of these.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've been spoiled with all of these close. Like, I've been going to a bunch of Jersey shows, not really going to Philly or New York recently. So I'm like, I'm home in bed before midnight because it's 45 minutes away. So 11:30 at Starland Ballroom, still in New Jersey, and not getting home until 12:15 was rough.
I would lose my mind. No fucking way they went past curfew.
Dude,
don't you get like fined for that?
I honestly have no idea. I figured it was going to happen because I saw on Setlist FM that you should be glad you didn't go to the Norfolk show, because I saw that they started at 10 and didn't end until 12.
Oh.
And then I saw that, and then I saw a bunch of other shows had been ending at 11:30 and had the same door and start time as my show did, and I'm like, yeah, I'm cooked, aren't I?
If they're going on stage at 10, I'm probably like, I'll stay for like 2 songs, but I gotta go to bed.
I'm sorry. The show is too theatrical to hit at 10 o'clock at night. Like, even 9:30. It's too fucking theatrical. Like, honestly, if they just pushed everything up 30 minutes, opened the doors at 6 instead of 6:30, and started the show at 7 instead of 7:30, it would have been over by 11. So I don't, like... There was no issue with starting the show earlier.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why it just didn't start earlier.
That's so fucking weird. That's too damn long. I'm sorry. I can't do that anymore.
Even as an Avatar fan, I was like, oh, one with me. But we'll get to that. Conquer Divide put on a good show. It was good to finally see them.
Hell yeah.
We interviewed Izzy about the last record. So yeah, they put on a good show. I know that their vocalist, I believe the screamer, just joined the band like right before they started this stretch of touring. So it sure as shit didn't seem like it. They put on one hell of a good show. Oxymorons. I just keep seeing this fucking band. They're everywhere. I believe I even said in the interview, I'm like, I just keep seeing you guys. Like,
I can't fucking avoid you guys.
Yeah, like, you guys put on great shows, but it's every bill. Like, I saw them twice in 1 month.
Stay booked.
At two completely different things. Like,
once you get here.
Bad Omens booked a one-off because Bamboozle Fest was canceled, and Oxymorons were put on as support. Like,
it's just fucking crazy. Damn,
But it's been a minute since the last time I saw them. The last time I actually saw them was by accident at a Jason Fest because they were next to the vegan food stand. And I watched them while I was eating my shitty ass wrap. So it's been a minute since I've last seen them. But they put on one hell of a good show. It was my first time seeing them with the new record out. They played a shitload of songs off the new record, which was sick as hell. And they just fucking crushed it. I was glad after seeing them for so many times. They've always done this thing where, you know, they break down why the band name has 2 R's in it and all that fucking shit. They did not go over that story this time. And although it's been a set list staple or a set staple, I have seen them now 5 or 6 times. And I was glad that I didn't have to hear the story. And they just ended off the set repeating Oxymorons 2 R's, not 1. So I much prefer that version instead of walking along the stage explaining
So why? Because you know it. Why?
There was a band that was called the Oxymorons with 1 R, and they were defunct, but they got in trouble for using the name, and they wanted a bunch of money to use the rights for the name, and so they said fuck that and just put a second R in the name, and then they would have you chant 2 R's, not 1. I believe that's the story. I've only heard it 7,000 times.
They should bring you on stage, explain that, because that was in like 10 seconds.
So, yeah, no, they put on a good show. They're always an entertaining set. The music fucking bangs. I've really taken a liking to it. A little odd with Avatar, but also not, because Avatar is such a strange band anyways, that they can get away with putting a group like the Oxymorons on as direct support and it still making an inkling of sense, even if it doesn't make sense musically. So that was cool. And then the Stars of the Night, Avatar, they came out. They rip your face off right away. Johannes has a gas can, like, with the nozzle on it that he drinks out of. That's his water bottle.
That's kind of badass.
Yeah, they're oddly horny. I didn't realize. Did you stay when you saw them?
Yes, they were the opener for Ink. I remember.
I was talking about the headliner when
the Callous Boys. No, that was one where I was like, I'm just here for Callous Boys, and I was like, maybe I'll stay. And then Carson was like, yeah, man, they put on a great like 2-hour show. I was like, 2 hours?
It's 2 hours, bro.
I looked at him, I was like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. He was like, that's fair.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. It's theatrical as all hell.
Hell no.
And I also, I saw them on that Ice Nine Kills run too, and it was very like just to the point. Like they just got up there, they ripped the songs, they didn't really talk much. And then
they were horny though.
Yeah, and
they have a lot of, you know.
Yeah, but then Johannes started talking last night, and I was like, oh my god! And there's like a little girl standing like right over here, and I'm like, oh my god!
Oh my god! Is it like Blink 182 horny, where he's just making jokes, or is he like fucking like?
Well, what I'll give him is, he asked for consent before he started, which was good.
Oh.
And he got a resounding cheer.
Good for him.
So
but...
I mean, Blink 182, they don't ask you for consent before they start making dick jokes. So listen, I got to give it to Johannes. Like at least he kind of started talking, and then he like backed up for a second, and he was like, but I can't keep going without your consent.
He's a fucking freak. Oh my god.
And it was like, there would be like chunks, you know, they play a bunch of songs and then he would talk, and then that eventually stopped, and it just got, it slowly devolved into madness. The set, like,
fucking love them. Yeah,
like we were really cruising at one point. Like they played a handful of songs, he talked. They played a handful of songs, he talked. And like, oh, we might get out of here in an hour and 30. They might have slimmed it down because I don't know, maybe Jersey has a super strict curfew and they're gonna get us out of here at 11. And then it just devolved, and like I said that in my head, and then the show just devolved into madness and really moved really, really, really slowly for a really long time. No, there was no talking. Each member of the band had like their own moment on stage where they like got to do some sort of theatrical thing. Like the two guitarists had a show off, like with like
a battle.
Yeah, like a battle. And the guy dressed in all black with like a mask over his head was the judge, and I didn't understand what the hell was happening, and like that went on for way too fucking long. And then they played a slow song, and then the next band member came out and did whatever the fuck, and then they played the next song, and all of a sudden Johannes is over in the corner, and the song Puppet Show goes on for 10 minutes because he's making a fucking balloon animal. And God. And then the drummer has a fucking dance party on stage.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And I'm just like, it's devolving into fucking madness in front of my very own fucking eyes. And then they played Tower,
very fitting,
which is the song on piano. And like that chunk of the show, I thought it was never going to end.
Were people like eating it up though? Like, were you like the only person in the crowd who was like, okay, guys?
I mean, it was cool. Give them that. Yeah. But it was also like, I was more so like, it was captivating, but I was more so looking at the time and being like, I'm cooked. That's what I was more concerned about.
I'm not getting to bed before 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up late, and I have work tomorrow.
Damn.
So it was like I'm missing like the exact points, but I'd have to say it was probably Puppet Show until Colossus, which was about 5 songs where it just felt like the show was never gonna move past those songs. Because like When the Snow Lies Red is already a 5-minute long song. Black Waltz is a 6-minute long song. So like, and Tower, although Tower was a very nice moment, he sounds great on piano, that's also a 6-minute long song.
Jesus
so like,
Christ. All of those back to back?
No, not back to back. Puppet Show was only 4.5, but they made that song almost 10 minutes with the balloon animals. And then Do You Feel in Control is a 3-minute long song. So not
Did they extend that one at all?
No.
Or?
The songs are super long, and then they're choosing to do and it just makes the pacing feel like way too slow. Like you want to have your moment or whatever. I personally think like spread those songs further throughout the set list so that like you can still do what you do within those songs, but like spread it out so that I'm not looking at the set list and being like, it's been 30 minutes and they've played 2.5 songs. That's painful.
I think I am happy that I didn't go. I mean, it would have been nice to see the openers and some of Avatar, but I would not have stayed for the entire set.
Great show. Like this was mainly this is just me acting like I didn't get enough sleep last night. I did, but just still cranky about the fact that I didn't get to bed by midnight last night.
That's fair.
It was a great show, though. I gotta preface that.
Yeah.
Problems aside with the pacing, it was still a great show, very captivating. Would have been more captivating if they were on pace to end at 11. Just putting that out there. I would have been blown away the entire time, not for only half of it.
Yeah.
And then they played a couple of songs, Colossus and Let It Burn, where everybody was standing in a line, which was cool. They brought out a separate drum kit, like a smaller one, because I guess the songs aren't super like crazy on the drums. They can be played with just a couple of pieces of a drum kit. So they all stood in a line and performed those two songs, which is cool. Was cool. And then Statue of the King was what ended the main part of the show, and then we got to the encore, which was
I'm already falling asleep.
Yes,
man.
yeah, the dirt I'm buried in, and then there's more talking, and then Johannes walks off stage because someone asked for 10 more songs, which I'm like, God, please
don't listen.
Fucking no. Unless you're going to play Dance Devil Dance in full, I do not want to hear any more songs from you. No. I'm sorry. He walks off stage and I'm like, oh fucking God. And they came out and played the last two songs and it was finally over. With that being said, it was a very good show. If you like Avatar, if you're not a fan of Avatar, I do not recommend you see Avatar. I do not recommend it. But if
see it as an opener.
Yes. As an opener, they put on a fantastic show. They know how to command a crowd. Like, that's without a doubt. They're fantastic musicians. Like, the sounds coming out of Johannes's mouth while he's doing all sorts of crazy shit, jumping off of
crazy.
the fucking jumping off of the steps, running around and
jumping
just
out of his little box,
jumping out of the box, just and the gutturals and the shit coming out of his mouth, these loud, high-pitched squeals. It's just like all of that is fucking mind-blowing. But if you are not a fan of Avatar, I do not recommend you see them headline because you might fall asleep because it is super theatrical and you do have to be into the band.
Yes.
I mean, there were some people, like people walking behind me, walking out. I guess one of the people like was just brought there and they're like, you a fan of Avatar now? And they're like, yeah. Well, I don't know if that would be everybody's experience because personally, if I went there and I didn't know the band and I knew nothing about them, I would want to go home.
I don't think you would have stayed for the whole thing. I think you would have seen like it's 11:30 and they still have a couple songs. Yeah. I'm leaving. I probably would have had a similar reaction to how I feel about In This Moment. But the only thing saving Avatar versus In This Moment is they don't have a crazy long changeover because everything's already set up. They curtain off the entire, like they literally put curtains on the sides because they do a bunch of stuff, like they change and stuff behind the drum kit. So the drum kit's like halfway up on the stage. They've got these big lighting rigs with curtains in between them so they can walk to the back, and then they do their costume changes and shit back there. So everything's curtained off, including side stage. So fucking cool.
So they were able to just peel whatever black tarps they had on some of the equipment and it was basically ready to go. Why they waited so long to hit anyway is beyond me. But just that's my review. I thought it was a great show because I'm a fan of Avatar. But if you're not a fan, you'd probably want to go home.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe don't. Maybe don't do that.
Catch him as an opener on the Ice Nine Kills and In This Moment tour. Coming to a city maybe near you. It's hitting like D markets, so maybe it is.
It's like Z markets, bro. I looked at it again. I was like, no one lives here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, what's the closest show to me? Oh, 4.5 hours. Never fucking mind. I don't have to see TX2, Avatar, and Ice Nine Kills together. I'm good.
TX2 in those rooms though might be worth traveling for, but for me, the closest one would be fucking New York, and I'm like,
that's also the closest one for me. So if it's
let's go.
If it's 4 hours for me, it's 10 hours for you.
Dude, let's fucking meet up at the Ice Nine Kills TX2 show.
Fucking not. I'm staying home for that. Coming up, I've got the Front Bottoms on Saturday with Emperor X. So that should be a fun time. And then after that, it's pretty much open to interpretation over here until July, which is cool. There's not a lot going on, but if anything pops up, I might go. But after this weekend, I'm basically like 6 weeks. I might not be going to any shows.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, we won't have anything to talk about because it's not 2022 anymore. I don't go to any shows, really.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell we're gonna say.
We could talk about like shows that were like announced and be like, I might go to this. And it's like, I'll be lying because I don't go to shows as much anymore. No. Fuck. I think the next show that I have is Childish Gambino. And that's
in August?
August. And then after that, Silver Scream. That's like the only two things that I have right now. So that's embarrassing.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm sure something will come up where it's like, oh, I might be seeing Two Door Cinema Club.
That's out of left field.
See, I might see. There you go. I don't know when that is. I think it's in July.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
Cool. Bro's at a loss here. Yeah, I don't know. Man. I don't know. I'm I'll go to shit if it comes up, but as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing really that I'm interested in coming through, which is a bummer, but good for my wallet. That's the way I see it.
Damn right.
Yeah. But we also, it was a light week in terms of the amount of releases, but a heavy hitting week when you look at the albums that were released. So we're gonna jump right into it here. Knocked Loose dropped their new album, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To. First full length in 5 years. They did put out an EP a few years ago, but highly anticipated.
Yes, absolutely.
Fucking awesome.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna let you talk. You say your piece, and then I will talk.
All right.
After.
Well, the way you reacted, I'm fucking worried over here, man. You better not say I don't like it. I really enjoyed the record. I've been following Knocked Loose for a while. Probably before the pandemic. That's like my fucking bookends in my head. That's how long I've been, checking them out. But have been getting into them more so recently, with the hype behind them. Those Upon Lost singles were fucking incredible, and that was kind of when I was like, this band's fucking sick. But this album, front to back, is fucking rippers. I'm really honestly sad to say that Slaughterhouse 2 might be like the weak link on the record, even after listening to it a bunch of times. It just like there was like callbacks to the original that just like felt like Chris was just like shooting lyrics in there to like make it connect the two, and I'm just like, this feels really disjointed. And I'm really upset to say that because I was excited about that song.
And fucking everyone else, dude.
Yes. And I'm super into Motionless in White, like annoyingly into Motionless in White. So to walk away from this and be like, Slaughterhouse 2, I'm not coping, which is good. That's a step in the right direction. But yeah, Poppy was easily the better feature on this record. But front to back, Slaughterhouse 2 aside, front to back, this album is fucking sick. And as much as I think Slaughterhouse 2 is the weakest track, I enjoy it. It's just I enjoy it less than the rest of the rippers on this record. Thirst, it opens up and it's just right in your face right away. Every track flows into each other, and Sittin' More, and it's got that really sick outro. Some of my favorites: Thirst, Suffocate. Moss Covers All is only 46 seconds, but I think it's such a sick transition into Take Me Home. So I really enjoyed this record. Stoked to see all the success that's coming with it. Like the Shrine in LA, 6,500 people is fucking nuts.
Fucking crazy setup too. I thought it just looked fucking it looks so cool. I was like, damn, I kind of want to go there.
I'm just blown away. Like I keep saying, one of my biggest live show regrets these days is choosing to see Beartooth in Philly with Wage War instead of seeing Knock Loose in a 500 cap room in Asbury Park, because they're sure as shit never playing there again. The next time they announced the New Jersey show is Starland Ballroom, and now I'm seeing them as direct support to Slipknot. So my days of seeing them at House of Independence with no barricade is long gone. And I even said that to myself when I saw them as direct support to Motionless in White. I'm like, I fucked up.
That's it. Yeah, that was a fucking nail in the coffin.
Gotta go back in time. But I really enjoyed this record. Been jamming it a lot. Stoked to dig into it more. Now that my shows are lightening up and I don't have to study the set lists, because that's what I do. Very good, very impressed, and just stoked to see where this takes them, because like the record wasn't even out, and most of the tour was sold out, if not all of it at this point, and they had the direct support slot to fucking Slipknot. So that's a good spot. That's a good start with the album cycle churning. So I'm excited to see where this takes them now that the record's out, and I'm wholeheartedly supporting this.
Absolutely. So I'm going to start this off by saying I didn't hate it. Okay. I have critiques because this is my first, what is this? Well, it's not my first technically, hardcore. This is their hardcore. Yeah. This is my first, obviously for everyone, first like full length Knock Loose. This is my first introduction to so much of their music back to back to back. Singles were great. I loved all the singles they dropped. I was like, okay, I get it. I understand the hype. I liked the first 3 songs, Thirst, Piece by Piece, and Suffocate. Obviously, I think we both agree that Suffocate is possibly it's in like the top 3 for
possibly the best song on the record.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Poppy has quickly become one of my most excited features to just see on a record. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Okay, this is gonna be fucking crazy. I believe that Don't Reach for Me to Slaughterhouse 2, to me, is the weakest section of the record, which unfortunately it's fucking smack dab in the middle of the record, so I can't really avoid it. I don't know. It's something, his voice, it just got very blurred together, and every song sounded the same, and his voice just got very annoying and pitchy to me. Unfortunately, because I like his voice, but it was just so much of it back to back to back. And I was like, can you sing? Like, can you like pop a little high note or something? I don't know. Slaughterhouse 2 was incredibly disappointing. What I really liked about Slaughterhouse 1, the Motionless in White song, was how bouncy it was, it had the clean vocals mixed with the screams, how it fucking charged up in the beginning. Like it's like one of my top stream songs from last year. So seeing this, and everyone was excited, I was fucking excited. I listened to it when it came out, and I was like, oh, this is nothing like Slaughterhouse 1. I was hoping they were going to Chris was going to have more of a hand in creating the instrumental aspect of it. Because to me, it seems like he had no hand in it, no part in it. But obviously, it's not a fucking Motionless in White song, so I shouldn't expect Motionless in White instrumentals. But if you're fucking relating it to Slaughterhouse 1, if it's fucking Slaughterhouse 2, it should sound something like Slaughterhouse 1, where this, if it didn't have like the little bits and pieces of like the opener where he does like Break Down the Wall Again, where it's not Tear Down the Wall Again, it's fucking Break Down the Wall Again. If they didn't have that, and if it didn't have Chris saying eye for an eye, actually I think it was fucking Brian saying eye for an eye, it was just, there would be no connection. I would not be able to tell that this was Slaughterhouse 2, which is so disappointing, because I really wanted, it's fucking lightning in a bottle with that song. And it's not even like they tried to recreate it, but I would have appreciated it if they put a little more of that essence of it, that really upbeat, like metalcore versus just pure hardcore. And how it just starts, I don't know, it just fucking frustrated me, because I was like, this is not Slaughterhouse 2.
Yeah.
This is it. And it was hyped up so much. Like, everyone fucking hyped this song up. Like, Sirius XM, was it? That had it just on. once an hour.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, this shit must be good then. I listened to it on Spotify Friday and I'm like, oh, this is not at all. If I was fucking camped out in my car waiting for this to come on, I'd be so pissed. Thankfully I had it, at the tip of my fingers,
Mhm.
to be able to listen to it whenever. That just pissed me off. Um, I really liked the 3-run track of The Calm That Keeps You Awake, Blinding Faith, and Sit and Mourn. I believe it is Sit and Mourn, the closer, is my personal favorite off of the album. I really liked that one a lot. Suffocate's probably 2, and then Blinding Faith, which I believe was a single,
Mhm.
is my favorite, third favorite. So, good record. I probably just need to sit with it a little bit more because it's very different to what I typically listen to.
Mhm.
But there are good moments on it. It's just that track, that 4-run track of Don't Reach for Me, Moss Covers All, which is just, it's kind of like an interlude-ish. Take Me Home and Slaughterhouse 2 kind of killed it for me. It ruined the momentum because my brain just got tired.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what I expected from Slaughterhouse 2. But what I didn't expect was just like random like lyrics just thrown out from the original to make it seem like that. I think that's why I don't like it so much, is because it's almost like it was a different song and then someone was like, what if we brought Chris in and called it Slaughterhouse 2, and he just yelled out random parts from the original Slaughterhouse to make the two interconnected. And I'm like, that's a terrible idea. If I was in the room, I would have been like, that's not a good idea.
Don't do that. People are going to be mad. Also, another thing is, Chris doesn't have any clean vocals on this, like, at all, which made Slaughterhouse 1 so special because he had clean and scream mixed with Brian's scream. Because there were points where he was like, I don't know who the fuck is screaming right now, but it sounds amazing. But with this one, it was just fucking muddled. It was like they were fucking fighting each other, which maybe intentional, but if it was, I'm sorry, that's still not smart because it didn't sound good.
Yeah.
Oh,
easily the biggest disappointment. But the more I've listened to it, the more I'm just like, it's part of the record, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. Not something that I'm like actively seeking out to listen to. But it's just become part of listening to the record, so I'm okay with it at this point. I've come to terms, gotten over the disappointment that I initially felt.
To the coping part.
I'm getting to the coping part, but it's part of the record, and it's not bad enough to skip it, is basically what I'm trying to say. It's just disappointing, not a terrible song. Still a good song, except for the random parts where that part from Slaughterhouse. It's like, shut up.
There was as you said, it felt like it was a completely different song, and then they just threw like hints and like little Easter eggs, and it was like, this wasn't thought through at all.
Yeah,
it's
if you wanted to have Chris on the record, I don't necessarily think it had to be called Slaughterhouse 2. Yeah, like could have been its own separate thing. But overall I enjoyed the record. I'm not going to say anything else about Slaughterhouse 2 because Gloria will just tell me I'm coping. So
because you literally went and said at the beginning, you were like, it wasn't what I wanted. And now you're like, well, because I've been listening to the record more.
I've been listening to the record more. Okay, Gloria, I don't know what to tell you.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm happy you are learning to love it. Childish Gambino dropped his new album Atta Vista. I think that's
your guess is as good as mine.
If it's not, I'm sorry, Donald. Love you lots. This album is apparently, not even apparently, it is reimagined, remixed, officially released, I guess, version of his 2020 record. It was a date. I remember I tried to listen to it a while back, and it was just like, the date that it was released was the title of it, and then all of the tracks were dates that they were originally made. I remember my brain was like, I can't, how the fuck am I gonna say, oh yeah, my favorite track off of fucking 2020 0124 is 56214. I'm like, I can't fucking get attached to this, so I didn't even try to listen to it. Sorry, Donald. Now that it has an official name and all the tracks have actual names to them and features and whatnot, it's good. It's easily digestible. We were talking about this before we went live, and you brought up a very good point where the features are the low points of the record, which is crazy. My favorite album by him is Because of the Internet. It only has like it has like 4 features, but they work. And the songs are normal lengths. So I'm just gonna say my favorites. Let me just start. So the first like 3 songs off the record did remind me of my favorite record. And I got very excited because I was like, oh shit, he's going back to kind of like that slow pop rap hybrid mixture. And I was like, oh, this shit's gonna be fucking awesome. And then the 21 Savage song comes in. I'm like, oh, this is not at all what I thought this was gonna be. And then Littlefoot Bigfoot comes on, and I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? Third listen, I'm like, okay, this is fun. Why was I mad at this? Fourth listen, I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm like, oh shit, this is like awful. This is not a happy song. My favorite off the album is Final Church. And then I also, honestly, the last 3 track run, Human Sacrifice, The Violence, and Final Church, I believe those are the ones. Yeah. Damn, they're fucking long as shit. Were my favorite tracks off the record. I did like the 21 Savage feature because it sounded like he was actually trying. I fucking hate his flow in all the other features that I've heard him in. It always just sounds like he's dragging his feet while he's recording them, and he just like does not want to be there. This one, he actually sounded like a little excited to be featured. So I was like, oh, look at him putting in effort. So yeah, that's mine. I liked the record a lot. I'm happy he's back, even though, well, this is one of 2 records. He's dropping one more later this year, announced a tour, blah, blah, blah. Very excited.
Yes. Hell yeah. Yeah, Glory texted me this morning and she's like, I had another record. I'm like, a whole fucking album, not like a single. I didn't even text her back. I just started listening to it because it was like, I guess I have to get this one done before I go to work.
He dropped it today, to be fair. So oh my god.
As Glory said, we were talking in the beginning. I mentioned that the features are the weakest parts. Every single feature on this record had me wishing that the record would be over when I heard it. So I enjoyed the first 2 songs, and then we got to the first 2 songs with features, which are tracks 3 and 4, and I was like, woof. Because they're long as shit, whereas the first 2 songs are nice 3.5 minute long songs, and then you got 5.5 and 6.5 minutes, and it just feels like it was never going to end. To Be Hunted is probably my favorite song on the record. I really enjoyed that. It also brought me back into the record after 2 absolute snoozers. And then you had 2 more features. Really not a fan of Sweet Thang like at all. It was probably my least favorite song on the record.
Agreed.
And Littlefoot Bigfoot was fine, but again, it had a feature on it, so it was a snoozer.
Yeah, I didn't like his feature at all. And also, it's just like sonically such a weird, it doesn't fit at all. Like, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Not to say it's bad, but it's just like,
and then the last 4 songs were just straight up no features. So those songs were good as well. But I just feel like, obviously he has some super long songs on here. You look at the tail end of this record and there's 2 6-minute long songs. But it just feels like the features in particular, Donald had his part and then he said, I want to put Ariana Grande on this, and gave her more time on the song. Didn't add her in, just gave her time. Because
it's like 2 songs smashed together.
Yes, because the songs just kept going. And that's what I really didn't like about the features. I mean, the only feature that clocks in at under 4 minutes is Littlefoot Bigfoot, which probably makes it the most tolerable, even if it's still a snoozer. Sweet Thang was never going to end at 7 minutes long.
I'm not a big Summer Walker fan. I don't get it. Sorry, respectfully.
I didn't like the high-pitched voices from both parties, and so that was probably my least favorite feature, just entirely, like my least favorite song on the record. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it, and that's what I gotta say. I will not be seeing him live. Glory will come back with all of the deets.
Please play Shadows.
Yeah.
Donald Glover, if you hear me, please play Shadows.
Glory's got you on the review. I'll be staying home.
Yeah.
Like Moths To Flames dropped their new album, The Cycles of Trying to Cope. Do not sleep on this shit while you're listening to the new Knocked Loose album on repeat, because this one is also a banger. I had high hopes, high hopes. You see what I did there? For this record, and they did not disappoint. What a great band. What a fantastic band. I'm just going to get into my favorite. Gone Without a Trace is probably my favorite, because it's got the heavy elements but also the clean chorus on it, and I just love when like Moths To Flames does that. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Every single song on here is a fucking banger. And if I sat here and named favorites, you would probably think I didn't listen to the record, because it would be every single goddamn song. Front to back, bangers. Angels Weep, fantastic opener. What Do We See When We Leave This Place feels like a fucking closer. Even with that title, I love when a band has a really solid closer and then ends it with a question. It further solidifies that feeling that they're trying to portray. The Depths I Roam is another one I'm going to name as a favorite, because it was so good. But I very much enjoyed this record. Stoked to see what happens. Not easy to release on the same day as an absolute juggernaut like Knocked Loose. So I'm very happy to see people online still repping this album, and it not getting lost in the noise, because that was like when I saw this record announced first, and then I saw Knocked Loose announced, and I'm like,
like, damn,
they might want to move that. But I'm glad they held.
You might want to delay it for some music videos.
Yeah, you might want to blame it on the music videos.
Yeah.
Or say the vinyl's not going to be ready, but it only needs one more week.
Just one more.
So, I'm glad that they're still getting their flowers, still getting the recognition they deserve, because like Moths To Flames is a great band. We've been repping them for a while, and just, again, stoked to see where this album takes them, hoping for a headliner off the back of this, because it's been a while since I've seen them, and I've never seen them headline, so I would like to see them headline. On to you, Glory.
I really liked this record as well. Great fucking full length, start to finish. It starts and it just fucking banger. My personal favorite is the closer. As you mentioned, it was one of your favorites. Great choice. What Do We See When We Leave This Place? I fucking love how it goes like steady, boom, fucking huge as shit. Incredible closer. That's exactly what I want from a closer. Not necessarily like anthemic, but still just kind of like ending with a bang. Incredible. I thought they did great. Just overall, I really did just like this record a lot. I need to sit with it a little bit more to kind of have it as a contender, I guess, for an album of the year. I've only listened to it twice, but I definitely will be revisiting this one, because I mean, come on, man, hopefully you don't forget it this time.
I was just gonna say, both records, both heavy records that came out this week, no offense to Childish Gambino, are in the running, in the contending for album of the year, but we'll see when I build my list 10 minutes before we do our video.
I've been working on my list already, man.
I should probably do that. I should probably do that.
Because if I don't do that, it's the first time I'm doing it this year. No, I'm not trying to act like I do this every year, because usually I also do it like day before we record. I'm like, fuck, what came out? But I would forget like albums that I actually liked at the beginning of the year. So if I like it on like second listen still, it goes on the list, and then I just sort it from there. That's my attempt this year. What
I've done the past couple of years is I'll go on Last FM and then just flip it to the past 12 months, and obviously whatever releases came out that year, and then whatever I listen to the most goes into the list, and then I organize it a little bit based on that. But it allows me to know what I listened to the most, which means I probably liked it the most, and then take it from there. And then there's some where it's like a negligible amount of difference of listens where it gets flipped around. But that's how I build my lists.
Are you gonna try anything different this year?
It's been working for me. I don't know. Okay. Like it's like if I listen to it enough for it to be like super high up, you know, maybe a record from 10 years ago is the one that took the number 1 spot. We're just saying hypothetically, but the number 2 is a record that came out that year. I'm gonna have to say that was probably my album of the year that was released that year because I listened to it the most. I don't listen to an album 700 times that I don't like.
That's fair. Yeah.
Instead of like trying to guess or like try to figure out what came out, I'm just like, let me look at the hard numbers.
See, and it's like I have to write stuff down because I listen to music that came out like fucking 5 years ago.
And you listen to a lot more than I do, yeah.
So it's just like I always want to just make sure like I'm bookmarking stuff. So it's like, okay, I'll revisit this the week of the ranking.
Yeah.
But damn. Okay, cool. Good to know your process.
Yeah.
No. Okay. The Plot and You dropped a new EP, Volume 2.
Yes. Hell
yeah.
This is featuring the last 2 singles, Closure and Don't Look Away, and then the newest single, All That I Can Give. If this is leading up to a record, I would just like to say I do not like this style of releasing. We have been over this a billion times.
Haley Williams, you started something that you need to finish.
Terrible. But, you know, we don't know what's coming. So I'm not going to hate on them because the songs are good. The songs are good. We don't know what's coming, so I can't hate on what may or may not be a hypothetical. But with that being said, the songs are good. As I said, All That I Can Give is the new song with the EP. I like that one. You can really something that I have been really drawn towards with The Plot and You is the emotion that you can feel in the songs, which is why Closure might be one of my favorite Plot and You songs, hands down, of what I've heard, but is easily my favorite on this little EP. But that's what I like about All That I Can Give is it's a little bit like it's a teeny bit softer than what you would come to know The Plot and You for. And the emotion really shines through and is, you know, it's something that I look for in my metalcore bands. That's why Currents is one of my favorite bands. They don't fuck around with the emotion. You know exactly how they're feeling when you're listening. Yeah, when you're there, they're not hiding shit. No. So I like that just in their music in general, especially this song. But if I had to rank the 3, Closure is top, way up there, and then All That I Can Give, and then Don't Look Away. But I enjoyed these. I'm becoming a Plot and You fan. I saw them. I've seen them a couple of times, but this last time with Beartooth, I was blown away. So I've been digging their stuff. Excited to see what's to come. If it's an album, stop putting them out as EPs. That is all.
Yeah, I really liked this EP a lot. Fucking, as you said, Closure is also my favorite. It's just such a fucking ass shaker. It doesn't fit, but it's so good, and I'm okay with it. It's definitely more reminiscent of the type of music that I used to listen to. Like, I'm thinking, like, not 1-to-1, but, you know, it just kind of, like, reminds me of, like, kind of like that Ann Arbor kind of vibe that I was into when I was younger, and it makes me so happy just hearing music like that again. Just still sounding incredible, especially from this band. It's just so, as you said, it's softer than you would normally expect. And then the fucking hit into Don't Look Away is just it sounds like it'd be 2 fucking different bands. Incredible. I would like more songs like Closure, but I know their fan base would probably be like, what happened to The Plot and You? They used to be so good. Ugh, let them have fun. All That I Can Give is incredible, but Closure, man, to me, just fucking steals the spotlight. I love it so much. It's such an ass shaker. It's so fucking groovy. It just makes you want to fucking move. It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I didn't want to focus on it too much when I was talking because like it was put out as a single. We talked about it a long time ago. I don't want to rehash what was said on here already. But yeah, that song's fucking awesome. Like,
it's so good, dude. I don't know what they put in it. I don't know what their inspiration was for it, but they need to keep listening to whoever the fuck that was because that shit is amazing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So fucking good.
Stan Atlantic dropped their new single "Love You Anyway." not what I was expecting, because every song from this album cycle so far has been pissed off as hell. And then this was just like a love song.
You suck sometimes, but I'm not leaving you, and I love you.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, this shit's beautiful, but what the fuck is happening?
And they made the basically kind of a pissed off love song in a way, where it's like, I'm mad that I love you, but I love you and I'm not going anywhere. And they made a pop song, and I'm just like, listen, love Stan Atlantic, love everything they've been doing, have enjoyed them since Jurassic Park. That was a song on there, Pink Elephant.
There you go. Yeah.
Where they were still like doing the pop punk thing, and then they've just gotten progressively heavier. So this is like not out of left field based on if you listen to their discography from start to now, but just in this album cycle and these past few years.
In the context of the record.
Yes. In the past few years, I was like, God damn.
It caught me off guard, because as you said, it's just been progressively heavier and heavier and heavier. So I was like, this shit's gonna be a fucking ripper. And then I was like, why the hell am I dancing? Like, it's just straight pop. Like, there's no like, oh, it's like a little influence. Like, this is a pop song. And they did it well. It sounds great. It's catchy as hell. But what the fuck? Where the hell do you put this on the record? Like,
Dude,
this better not be the fucking Drink to Drown, man. But at least it's better.
But,
all right.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we haven't heard the record and we've only heard a bunch of singles so far, but even if it is, it's still more like my problem with Drink to Drown is not that it was this out of left field song. My problem with it is so goddamn painfully slow that it wrecks the rest of the flow for what is otherwise a flawless record. So without hearing the full record, I'm sure the track list is out there, but without even knowing what the rest of it sounds like, where the song is placed, I couldn't be mad, even if the rest of the album is like unbearably heavy. Like if they just came out and said, we're a death metal band now, and
and then just put this in the middle.
Our main influence is Cannibal Corpse, and they put this in the middle, I'd still be like, well, at least it's not Drink to Drown.
Fucking awful, dude. Oh, this song was great though. I loved it. Mothika dropped a new single, Red. It's a great song, but I'm like, I can't feel anything from it. That's my one thing, because we both like those bands where it's like, damn, I can fucking hear the emotion and all the shit that you're kind of holding back to get this out. But it's just like with this one, comparing it to like The Plot in You, where it's like you could hear that shit in his voice. It was just kind of like I like it, but it's like, it's missing something. Yeah. It's missing that.
Fair enough, man. I enjoyed this single. I'm just patiently waiting for the full record.
Absolutely.
New single every 3 weeks. I say it every time we talk about Mothika. But yeah, I've been enjoying all the singles so far, this one included, and I'm just stoked for the full record to finally drop August 23rd. It's a ways away.
You got your countdown on, man?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm so fucking excited for this record.
Falling in Reverse, Tech Nine, and Alex Terrible from Slaughter to Prevail dropped their new Falling in Reverse single, Ronald. The new album, Popular Monster, hitting in July. Popular Monster 2, Part 2, coming to a town near you.
Putting Ronnie and Alex is Terrible. I don't know if Tech Nine just being affiliated with them to me makes him a shit person. But it's just like, putting that aside, that's what we're talking about. Just the music. So go ahead.
He can. The dude has been making fantastic music. Like, the songs have been fucking rippers. Every single one recently.
Canceling you. No way you think that's a ripper.
I said it on here and you made fun of me, remember?
I know. Rightfully so. Good job, me.
But this is just another one. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. They're just like, I can't believe the guy that wrote Bad Girls Club has been writing absolute fucking bangers like this. Like,
he needs to go back to that shit though. That shit, now that was good. Damn.
my favorite is just like, obviously nobody likes this fucking guy. He's got his fans, but there's plenty of people that don't like this guy. But even those people will listen to the song and be like, God damn, he just keeps doing it. And I'm just like, he just keeps doing it. That's how I feel every time I listen to a new Falling in Reverse song. I check it out ironically every single time the first listen. I'm like, this can't be good. And then every fucking time halfway through the song, I'm like, shit, I was fucking wrong for like the 10th time now, and I should just stop assuming it's going to be bad and just embrace the fact that the guy writes fucking bangers. That's where I'm at with Falling in Reverse. All that to say, I like the fucking song. I hate the cover art, but I love the fucking song. I
am happy you liked the song. I'm gonna leave you with that. I won't make fun of you for that. I will make fun of the song though, because that's not you. This song was hot ass, okay? And I'm putting aside fucking my feelings and opinions towards everyone
People
on
the
this
song,
track.
yeah.
I'm putting it aside because before I knew Alex the Terrible, I liked Slaughter to Prevail. I was like, holy shit, this shit's heavy as hell. I don't even know what he's fucking saying. So Ronnie's parts, okay, I'll give him like the first section. I was like, okay, it's mixed well, it's fine, but it's just his screams just sound so forced and unfinished. And I like how it starts, where it's just kind of like fucking off the bat, just a fucking ripper. But it's just like, it sounds like he still needs to work on his screams, and he hasn't quite gotten there yet, because it sounds like how I fucking try to scream when I'm fucking singing along to whoever the hell is screaming. When I'm singing along to fucking Alpha Wolf, that sounds like what I fucking sound like. And I'm like, dude, you're a professional in fucking music. You should know how to scream, or you have the resources to work on that. I did not like Tech Nine's feature. It's just the style of rap in this song that I'm not a fan of, where you're just going really, really fast, and it's like and it's like, I've heard this so many times. Give me something different. Alex the Terrible, I was a little excited to hear how he was gonna fit into this song, because Ronnie's already screaming. I was like, are they gonna fucking scream off? What the hell's gonna happen here? And the one part that I was somewhat looking forward to, because I do like his vocals, he was just buried in the mix. And I still can't hear him. And it sucks, because he's a great vocalist, but how are you gonna squander the one fucking solid screamer on this song and bury him in the instrumentals? That just pissed me off, because I'm like, you have fucking this guy screaming on your song, and I can't even hear him.
Yeah.
Like, I had to look at the lyrics to be like, oh, he is singing. That's not, well, singing, screaming. But so that just frustrated me a little bit, because I was like, oh shit, this is an interesting lineup. That's it. And that's putting aside fucking everything. It's just music overall, song overall. I just wasn't a fan. I could see how fucking Zombified is catchy, you know, that, like, everybody's zombie. Like, I fucking danced a little bit to that when I saw him live for Ink. But it's just like, this one,
this one wasn't necessarily like, to me, like, catchy in the sense, like, that's why I like it. It's just like batshit insane, and it's crazy that he can make such a crazy song with such out of left field features and just like put them all on a song together, and it makes somewhat cohesive sense. Whereas other songs like Watch the World Burn and Zombified and Popular Monster have very like almost pop choruses on them, where it's like, no, that's just like, that's catchy, and that's why I like those songs. Whereas this one is just batshit insane.
He's throwing so much at the fucking wall.
And he's throwing so much at the wall, and at least some of it is sticking, and I just have to applaud that. So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, man, big tour coming up with it's got Falling in Reverse, Black Veil Brides, Dance Gavin Dance, Tech Nine, Jarius Johnson, and then I believe it's Nathan James is the because it splits between Jarius Johnson and the other guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I saw Dance Gavin Dance and I went, Virginia?
Virginia?
I don't think
yeah, Nathan James is he does like the first leg, and then Jarris Johnson hops on for the rest.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for the record, although the only thing I'm not excited about is that it's an amalgamation of the singles that have come out so far with a handful of new songs, which honestly I could see by the time the album coming out there only being one or two new songs. So that's annoying because he's been putting out singles for so long, and now we're finally getting to a record. But the singles, like one single every 6 months, has been working for him clearly, because bro, again, it's kind of like me with Knock Loose and almost seeing them in 5-inch Cap Room, and now seeing them direct support to Slipknot. Right before the pandemic, they were headlining, Falling in Reverse was headlining Starland Ballroom. Now they're going to headline the big amphitheater in New Jersey, PNC Bank Arts Center, and that's just, again, wild to me. So yeah, man.
That's our review.
We'll see what comes of the record. It's got his mugshot. That's the cover art.
It's such an yeah. That's it. I got nothing else to add. The Early November dropped a new single, Tired of Lying. I love the Early November. I loved this song a lot. Wonderful song.
Yeah, been jamming the song a lot. And just stoked for more. Stoked for this record to be here and to jam it, man.
Jam it, man.
Hell yeah.
Damn right.
Vended dropped a new single, Nihilism. And why are you looking at me like that?
I just wanted to say I really liked this track a lot. I just got excited. Yeah, sorry.
I thought I said the name wrong or something.
No,
that's how you say that word.
No, you said that right. You said it right. Oh, okay. I really like this track a lot. And I think it's because, to me, it doesn't sound like Slipknot. So I think they're finally, maybe it does. Maybe it's Slipknot that I've never heard before. But I really liked it. I was very excited, and I was like, they're doing it. They're doing their own thing. But it seems like by your face, maybe they're not, and it does still sound like Slipknot. This
is the closest to not Slipknot they've sounded, although this is just the experimental side of Slipknot.
God damn it, guys. You're this close.
But I got to give it to them, because at least it's not just... Every other song has been so like just 4 on the floor, super heavy, and it just comes off sounding like Slipknot. Maybe not even intentionally, but obviously the vocalist is Corey Taylor's son, so that's where you get that from, you know. So that's a problem when you're making heavy music, and your father is
Corey
Slipknot,
motherfucking Taylor,
the voice of Slipknot. So, but yeah, on first listen I was like, oh wow, yeah, no, this is something new, and then I was listening to it earlier and I was like, no, wait a minute, never mind.
Slipknot.
Yeah, this is just the experimental side of Slipknot, but I'll give it to them because they had me at the first half. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just I don't know. I say it every time. I want to like this band so bad, and I like this band. I just want to see
something new.
Something new. Yeah, not
something that we can't directly draw to Slipknot.
Yeah, and this is probably the closest thing to it so far, because it took a couple of listens for me to be like, wait a minute, and it was even like I was thinking, like I put the thought in my head, and then I came out with, oh wait, so they had me. They had me
this close.
Yeah, this close. But yeah, I if I wanted Slipknot, I'd listen to Slipknot.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Afterlife dropped a new single, Bleed You Dry. Hell yes. Damn right. I fucking love this track. My shit is not popping up on my screen. I love this track a lot. Afterlife, I love you so much. We spoke to them like fucking 3 years ago. Yeah. It was ages ago.
Yeah.
I really like this track a lot. I thought it was a ripper, ass kicker, fucking ass shaker, even everything wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been patiently waiting for new Afterlife. It's their first independent release as a band. So very, very excited about that, and just stoked for them to be back dropping new music. This song is a fucking ripper. Expected nothing less from Afterlife. That last record was an absolute banger, one of my favorites from 2021 when it came out, which goddamn been a long time.
So long.
But yeah, just excited for more, hoping for a record or an EP or something, a body of music. But until then, we'll be jamming this and whatever's to come, because I don't expect one single and then to dip. I'll be very upset if that's the case.
Oh my god, yeah. You will hear from me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria dropped 2 new singles, The Joke and Deranged. Was not the biggest fan of these songs, especially Deranged. I liked The Joke a little bit, but by Glory's face, it seemed like she liked these songs a lot. I thought they were fine. I really didn't. I really didn't like Deranged. I did appreciate The Joke. Deranged, I was like, this feels like an album track, like a B-side album track, deep cut.
A deep cut.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear that.
Yeah.
The Joke for sure to me sounds like a single.
Yeah.
I can kind of hear it on Deranged. The Joke is my favorite. I fucking love this track. I think the guitars are so fun. I believe in a point, I mean, I've listened to it like 3 times. Granted, one of the times I was playing Minecraft and I was about to die, so I was fucking locked in. So it kind of like mimics the singing for a second. I like when fucking guitars do that. I like it a lot. It's so much fun. The vocals on this, I really enjoyed. It really fucking scratched that little itch I had in my brain. I don't know. I was just really happy with this. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. So now I'm looking at you, Coheed and Cambria, and I'm waiting for more.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Secrets dropped a new single, Despair. What the fuck is this? I loved it. It was so much fun. I like this song a lot. I really want to do it.
Yeah, this one's a fucking banger. Very much enjoyed this. Stoked for hopefully more Secrets this year.
Absolutely. Damn right.
Dark Divine dropped their new single, Burn the Witch. Opens up with a bleh. I can't complain about that. It's a fucking banger. Band's been popping the hell off. They're out right now with Black Veil Brides. So if they're coming near you, go see them. Yes.
I liked this song a normal amount. And that's not me being sarcastic. I thought it was just good.
Yeah.
I don't know, fuck, I forget what the exact lyric is, but it's like, I'm about to burn a bitch. It just sounds so forced. But it's like, I'm sure live, it's fucking crazy. But in the studio version, I'm like, it just feels so forced. Everything other than that, though, fucking crazy. Love the song. It's 100% gonna grow on me because I love this band. But great track. I'm happy for them. They're doing good. They're fucking blowing up.
Yeah.
Dwayne dropped a new single, Lightweight. Okay. We get it, man. You're in love. Okay? Good job. You and Willow are in fucking love. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Great song.
Yeah, this song was good. Dwayne, you know, he puts out bangers. I've always enjoyed Dwayne's music. We've been following them since 2020. So always been a fan. Stoked to see what's to come. And hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And for our last topic, Origami Angel dropped their new single, Fruit Wine. It's got a fucking breakdown, and I didn't expect it. I even tweeted about it because I was so blown away. Because it's like this cutesy little song about wine and fruit and whatever the fuck. And then all of a sudden there's a breakdown. I don't know.
You listen to this little song about wine and fruit.
I don't fucking know. Then all of a sudden there's a breakdown about wine and fruit, and I don't fucking know what's going on. And then it just goes back to the cutesy singing about wine and fruit. And I'm just, Fruit Wine, great song. Breakdown. Hell yeah.
I fucking love Gami.
Probably about fruit wine. I'm not entirely sure though.
Possibly. I don't know what made you think that, but I think you are onto something. No, I fucking love Gami. I loved this song. Breakdown was definitely out of fucking left field. But Ryland's fucking awesome. His vocals are always they're always gonna have a little special place in my heart because they were like one of the first bands that I got into for the podcast that I found because of the podcast, where I was like, whoa, what the fuck have you been doing out here? And I didn't know about you. Like, it's good. And I love Gami.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all we have today. You can follow us on Twitter. It's good_noise_cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. TikTok is Good Noise Podcast. YouTube, Good Noise Podcast. Every audio streaming service ever is Good Noise Podcast. And Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Glory's got your Patreon supporters, your Twitch subs, your merch plug, your Amazon storefront plug, and then your important plugs, and then we're gonna sign off and I'm gonna go to bed.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt from Pulses, Zari, Jeremy, Pop Punk Apologist, and Eric. Thank you. I was just about to get that. Thank you to our Twitch subs, Coastal Lover and Matt again from Pulses. Check out our merch. It's goodnoisepodcast.creator-spring.com, and check out our setup for the podcast in the description. You can say it sucks. You could say it's awesome. You could say, damn, that's what they use? Oh, okay. Just let us know what you think. Grab something if you want, if you really like it that much. Important plugs: Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, Free Palestine, ceasefire now. It is a fucking genocide. Apparently there were fucking encampments that were happening that I don't know if it's fucking IDF. It's just the Israeli, I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's just the people were being held in fucking camps, and it was fucking crazy. I believe they were just released. But it's just like they were there for months, just blindfolded, bound. It was just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Educate yourself on that, please. And support your local bands, go to shows, buy some merch, buy a ticket, be silly at shows, not too silly. Don't fucking hit people. That's just so dumb. I'm sorry, respectfully. I don't get it. And yeah, be a decent person.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all we have tonight. I have been Shane.
I have been Glory.
And we've been the Good Noise Podcast. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.